am so excited because we are going to be joined, hopefully, when he joins on, and if technology is a friend to us tonight, by Michel Smith Boyd. And he is an unbelievable designer out of Atlanta. He's one of Atlanta's hottest designers. He is a star from Bravo TV's show, and it was called Buying It Blind. I had to pee because I mess it up every time. Buying It Blind. And he's so hunky to look at. He is such a sweetheart. He is just as kind as they come and super talented. He also has launched a series on YouTube recently that is all about luxury design, where he takes you along on his journeys as he's shopping everything from, I guess, bedding to Gucci, and taking you along on how to just lux up your life. So I'm so excited, and help me welcome tonight Mr. Handsome Michel Smith Boyd. But here he is. All right, we did it. We got it together.
We beat technology.
All right, well, cheers, my friends.
Cheers.
As my people say, l'chaim.
Okay, one more time.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Very good. And if you get it in the back of the throat a little more, you'll be there. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Very good. All right, not bad for the Southern boy.
How about that?
L'chaim means to life.
I'm into it.
Yeah, so to life. Let's drink to life. L'chaim to all of you. Cheers. Nastrovia, whatever you say. I'm digging the hat, man. It looks really good.
Okay, so here's the story for anybody that is out there. The reason I'm wearing a hat is because I haven't shaved my head today. And this is what you get.
Well, it looks good. First of all, it's so funny because I didn't know. I was looking at some old pictures. I was kind of stalking your,
I have a party on the bottom. Pay me no mind. I'm adjusting my light.
Oh, go. Oh, cute. Very cute. So while he goes and adjusts his light, because, I didn't mention he's a diva, but he's a little bit of a diva. Just kidding. So, anyway, I do love you, though. And you always make me laugh.
Better? We always
You're gorgeous in any light.
You're very kind, but brown
You're
boy.
gorgeous in any light. And, it's funny because I didn't shave my head either, which is why I'm wearing this wig today.
Whatever.
I'm serious. My hair changes on the daily. I mean, it's mine is either hats or wigs.
That's one thing I love about you. Most of my girlfriends' hair changes on the daily.
I know, but you know what? It's so funny. Like, oh, Lord, a bird just flew into my window. I don't know what that means, but I think we survived.
Here, so we both have distractions in the background. It's okay.
Well, like I said, that's why we're calling it Design Uncensored, because you just don't know what's going to happen on this show. That's why you decided to join, huh?
It's called the Uncensored. Anything uncensored and fun, that's what I want to do.
Perfect.
That's
all right, look. So we have a half-hour show. I was starting to tell people, I was sort of getting bummed out about my situation in yoga pants for the last 2 months. And so I gave myself a challenge, which was to shower every day like a human, and then purposely put on hair and makeup, even if it was just for myself. So that's it. It's like, nowhere to go, but I'm going to feel good, look good, because ultimately how you feel, what you think really creates your whole future. It creates your what that's going to look like, what your destiny is. It's all up here first, and then, and in here, of course. And I know one of the things that I loved about you when we first met was your faith. And so I know I hyped you up. We talked about, your incredible design talent. I did call you a hunk. I might have done that before you joined. The man has arms. Like, I don't know, if he has a license for those guns, but he's gorgeous. But he's so humble and so faith-filled that I think it's one of the things that makes you stand out. There's a lot of ego in this industry, and you're one of truly the most down-to-earth, gentle, kind souls that I've met, and it's really fun to have you on tonight. And so I wanted to just sort of hear what your outlook is and what you're hearing about the future of design.
That's a tough like that intro was tough to live up to, honestly, but I appreciate that. And faith does definitely ground me. That's a big part of my life. And that's a big part of why I'm able to kind of be positive about what's to come. I had an appointment earlier today, so I got halfway dressed.
Okay.
I had an appointment at Tebow today. You know, I love them. They always have great new introductions every year, every season. We miss High Point, so I went in to see what they have for my clients in Dallas. And it was just good to get out and be in the design center, even though it wasn't full of people. It was super safe. There was a temperature check before I went in. I had to have my gloves on. I had to have my mask on. But it was good. Hi, boss lady, New York. It was good to, I don't know, just see some friends. You know what I mean? It was good for my morale and the idea that there's still new introductions coming into the line and stuff like that. And you know, I think it was good for them to know that we still care. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
What's out there. My client.
I think we do what we do. You know, if you're doing it just for the money, you're in the wrong business. You know, this is a service business, and to get into any kind of service business, you have to have a piece of your heart in it that says it's my goal to help people, to enrich them in some way. And so I think we do deeply miss that connection with people. So I think there is something almost visceral and uplifting when, like you said, you can actually show up, even if you're in your mask and gloves, and say, hey, yes, you know, we're here to serve. And no, we're not frontline workers, you know, we're not doctors and nurses, and God bless all of them, truly. And, you know, the EMTs and the firefighters out there. But the truth is, we are still also in the service industry, and I consider us critical workers because we set the stage for the homes people live in and the workplaces that they come to.
Listen, it was good just to be out because we interface, right? I mean, you and I clicked because, you know, a personality meets personality, and it was just good energy. And that's what I said on my post earlier today. It's always good energy with Stacy, and it's really tough to get that via an email. You know what I mean?
And then you miss that smile, okay? So for those of you who are watching who just melted on your chair, all right, when the man smiled, I know. I'm going to get called it. It's going to be like the hashtag #MeToo movement, and it's like, how many gorgeous male designers can Stacy harass on her Design Uncensored show? I'm just kidding. The truth is, your light shines through, and you know, I think, like you said, it's why you and I clicked. But so talk to me. So that's so great that you went out to the mart today. That you actually like got out in real life, IRL, with other humans, and that you have a client in Dallas that you're shopping for. So it's not like everything is done. Are you seeing this whole kind of pause button change the way your clients are looking to live? Is it changing sort of their thought process on where they're going to spend their time? Like, talk to me about how that's impacting your design business.
That's an understatement. I don't really have clients in Atlanta right now. Maybe I've exhausted them all. I don't know. But I have like 1.5 projects in Atlanta. And one of my old clients called. We haven't worked together since 2011. And they were so excited to completely... Oh, no, you're frozen.
No, I'm good. I'm back.
Okay.
Keep going. We're still here.
To completely redo their kitchen, the master bathroom. They knocked the porch off the back and leading to the pool. And they want to build a spa at the house. And I'm like, in the middle of the pandemic, this is what you guys...
Yeah. And that's amazing.
Things that we can do to plan prior to actually having the opportunity to get the builders out there and to go and start buying things and so forth. So, I mean, I'm excited to have a new project at home. And it's just a client who's just like me, who's been at home feeling like, you know what? I could use some new doors on these cabinets. Or, you know, I would love to change the paint color in this house. Because I've been here so long and I understand what the opportunities are. I don't get to hang out this much at home. You know, no designer. Right. And it's kind of enlightening, you know, and it's also bringing to the forefront how important your life at home really is. And so I think it could have positive effects for us in the long run. I really do.
Yeah, I think that's such an interesting piece to say, you know, like you said, first of all, you're here looking and going, maybe I do need some new doors on that. But what just triggered, and I don't know if you're hearing it or seeing it elsewhere, the idea of pampering. I mean, my gosh, to say I want to really consider putting in a spa, you know, putting in these areas that would really be a resting place in my home.
Right. The thing is, it's a reality check, right? Like, our clients are typically people who have disposable income, and so they will frequent things like spas, and they're accustomed to service, and they want that interfacing from a professional, from experts like us. And they're thinking, hey, if I can't go out, or if the world is changing, if I'm putting myself at risk by going to get a massage or a spa treatment, maybe there's something I could do at home, and we have the space for it. Why not do it? And I'm glad to help. You know what I mean? More than
Amen. Yes.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Are you seeing? And I think it's interesting because from the other designers that I'm speaking to, it's a similar positive feedback. The retailers obviously it's not a good situation right now, and restaurants, etc. But the interior design community that I've spoken to are saying, blessedly, we have technology that's allowing us to be able to communicate and actually get work done and produce for our clients, but that their clients are actually investing in their homes right now, that they are spending money.
It's amazing. And Stacy, I am a tad concerned about delivering, because, you want to, I'm happy to do the work and to get the calls, but I really also want to deliver. And so there's a little bit of nerve about, being able to fulfill the orders and who's open, who's not working. But everybody's been really good. People like Baker, like Century, like a lot of the big boys, have reached out saying, hey, this is what's available. This is something we can turn around quick ship. And also a lot of my favorite boutiques are like, hey, we can sell you things directly from the floor. And so some of the first choices we may have to substitute and get things from the floor, which are really not compromises, to be perfectly honest with you. So I've done
nobody's been in the store for 2 months, right?
Exactly, but these private appointments are really effective, and everybody in there is serious about what they're doing. If they're coming out to meet me, they're serious, and so am I about buying. So the clients understand that, and I don't think that anybody that's actually shopping really compromising right now. So that's cool. I think everybody's still happy, but fulfillment is probably like the one thing that I worry about.
Yeah.
And so there's some substitutions happening, but good. It's good.
I mean, listen, I know even for my own home, if there was a piece that I had my heart set on, there are things I waited 12, 16 weeks for. And this was before the pandemic.
Exactly.
So it's not unheard of when you're dealing, at a certain level of market. It's very different than buying something online and looking for instant gratification, And I think there is that mix that happens whenever you're using an interior designer, whenever you're using a trade professional. A lot of times you are waiting for things that are customized for you.
Agreed.
So, I think, probably there's some of that tolerance anyway. So let me ask you this, because, I have some juicy questions that I want to know.
That's what I want.
First of all, so talk to me about, what was it like when you did this Bravo series? Is that still going on, or it happened? I saw the eye roll. Okay, that's what I love about video. All right, it's funny. So talk to us, because we see the glamour on the side of the TV. Like, we're sitting, loxing around on our sofa, drinking our wine, and you make it look so easy and so entertaining. Tell us, what it was really like.
You know what? I say this in a post that a designer's first job is to make it look easy. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything else. It's like being front of house. You're on stage.
Like
you're not on stage.
We make it look easy, but I'm sweating probably until the very last second, and that's always the case. I think it's true for most of us. But it's just about passion and wanting to over exceed expectations all the time. The show was tough. Number one, because it was a first season show, and Bravo doesn't typically do shows in that genre, So that part was exciting for me. I felt that it was like we could add value to the network. So I'm like, okay, cool. In every space, I want to add value wherever I am. But it's a difficult show to produce because we're doing it all real time, Stacy. Like, I wasn't just on air talent. We were actually doing the work too. So I was actually actively helping to all this, and then working on the construction with the contractor, and then resourcing, and designing and installing. And as soon as I'm done
And
installing,
I'm sure they had massive budgets, right?
oh, massive, so much money. And when I say a lot, like $50. So, and
Right.
then I'm getting my my face done in putting on clothes in my car before we start filming. But it was a murder. By the end of it, I hated my life for a second. But
You're like, why did I do this? Right? Like you have to slap yourself in the face and be like,
Yeah.
Michelle, what were
Because-
you thinking?
there's only so much you can contract. There are only so many things you can anticipate, and then there's a whole lot that just kind of happens on the scene. And it, you know how we
Like
are,
any design project, but normally you get paid to do it.
and you know how we are about, hey Jane, you know how we are about our integrity and wanting the project to actually look like point of view. It's really tough to compromise on. Oh, it is for me. And if I have to front the money on something, if I've got to call in a favor, if I've got to pull something out of my house, and that's what we got to do, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
But I
Made
got
it look fabulous for the show.
yeah, I had so much fun with the contractor. It was like a serendipitous relationship. We had to work so closely together, so that was amazing. The whole production team was amazing, and they kind of softened the blow. But it was a huge learning for me, I'll be honest with you, because I was managing my actual clients at the same time as doing the show, and that's no fun. That's no fun.
No.
But
What would be your advice to designers out there who are thinking about a TV show, a TV gig?
it's just a completely separate animal. The most important thing that you'll learn is that the television producers and the network know absolutely nothing about the actual design process. They have it how it works, and they care how it works. They just wanted to get it done, and
At least they got your lighting good, okay? I mean, look, it could be worse.
I insisted on that. I
Right.
insisted. Light me right,
Not
please.
like me, I have a hot spot behind me
Look-
that could be off.
We don't like to look ashy. Brown people, we want to look real moisturized. Okay.
Right, okay. I was going to say, and I look like I'm sinking in now. I'm disappearing
No.
like Casper the Friendly
You look
Ghost.
big. You look. Hey, Melissa.
Yeah. So that's what you would say. It's a different animal. Kind of be careful what you wish
It's
for.
a different animal, and I mean, I would ask as many questions as possible. I'm usually like super private, and I keep things to myself. But in this space, I think it would have benefited me more to really ask as many questions as possible to people who've done television before. And transparency is key. I do it with younger designers or people moving into different spaces with their businesses. They'll ask me things, and I'm sharing everything. And I should have done the same. I should have sought more experienced people, just so I knew what to expect. I was excited and I was happy because honestly, that project that worked out, but there were probably 300 that didn't before.
Right.
Been doing this TV thing up and down for years, and it was the right vehicle. It taught me a lot, and I'm definitely better prepared for the next one. And
I guess that's my question for you: is that still a goal? Is to get kind of a hit show, like is to get something that really clicks for you, that shows? Because I think your personality comes through. I mean, you're very natural on camera. Or was it a means to an end? Was it sort of the credibility, the feather in your cap to be able to get yourself out in front of other clients, ultimately?
This is Transparent Michelle on the Red One.
Yeah, that's why we drink here.
About the show, if I would feel more finished with it if we had a few seasons, because we would have had time to really grow into our characters and to be fully established professionals on television. I think one season we're all still working out the kinks, and we hadn't quite figured it out yet. So I still feel like I've got a little bit of that in my blood. I'm not quite done with television yet. And what I love the most about it, Stacey, to be perfectly honest, is the education. I swear I'm like a frustrated teacher, and I want to teach people what design really is, and I want to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there's any producers that are watching this or who are going to tune in later when we strip it down into a podcast, just know that Michelle and I have great chemistry. We look stunning together, and we should probably, co-host something where there's a massive, massive budget and lots of ghost designers behind the scenes We just have to show up.
Please, God. Post designer.
But I love that, like you said, again, coming back, kind of pulling it around full circle from where we started is that's your, kind of service aura, right? Like that's who you are. And when you have that spirit of service that guides you from something bigger, you have the desire to give that gift forward. I think that's where it is. It's bigger than being a frustrated teacher.
That's
you have that in your soul. That's
the word. The word is gift. And you're supposed to share your gifts, right? And that's exactly what a good designer does. And I think that you and I both have that energy. It's funny, I was looking back at photos of you and I at John Richards.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell was so funny. But
I don't either.
The whole time. What is that? I don't even know.
But you're very animated and it's really, fun. So a couple other questions that I have. So talk to me, it's interesting because you've really put yourself out there now doing great marketing job on YouTube as well. And I saw some of the videos that you were doing all about luxe, right? Luxury. And you're really known for that. I mean, it's head to toe. I think you are elegant and refined and really you put yourself out into the world in a manner that really speaks to your personal brand and your own design aesthetic. But what is luxury to you?
That's what I'm defining. I can tell you what it means to me, and you'll listen like, that's not what luxury is. And that's the fun thing about the series, about exploring it. It's called How to Luxury, and the how is different for every single person. And what I'm sharing is my point of view, and I'm doing my best to invite other experts in who might have a little bit more knowledge in this particular space than I do, so I can learn something along with the viewer.
Right.
My version of luxury is experiential. Right? Our mom's version of luxury would have been a gold watch or, a Cadillac, you know what I mean? And for me, it's actually taking that trip and the best hotel and Michelin-starred restaurants. I want the experience. I want to be catered to. I want that pampering and, creating those great memories and looking back at like, wow, a life really lived and fully experienced, fully realized. That's my version of luxury. But I get to share that with you and learn things with, like, for example, one episode at Peacock Alley. I was a novice. I thought I knew about bedding. I knew crap. I knew crap. And
I was dying from your karate chop. So for those of you who are viewing who have not yet checked out Michel's YouTube channel, you need to subscribe to his channel and watch his show because it's highly entertaining. And then I love how you put the words over it. Like he gives definitions of everything. It's very, very clever. And he gets to this point, like he said, at Peacock Alley, and they put over on the type FOMO because he's like, I got to get in and karate chop the pillows. Like I have to be in there, doing this too. He was a little jealous of the woman at Peacock.
The Catherine. It's funny, and Stacy, it's so weird. I appreciate you actually watching just because it's so difficult to figure out how to market yourself. That's trial and error,
Yeah.
And selling luxury and figuring out what it is something that can go on forever, and I think everyone can identify with. But there's some episodes that are in the can that are just, they feel like inappropriate right now because we're in a pandemic. You know what I mean?
And I think timing is important on things. And, so if it doesn't feel right to you, you'll hold off on it. Tell me about this, though. Is this a series that you're self-funding?
Yes.
It is. God bless you.
And with that, he heard you. I hope he did. Another thing about the show, I think that, having the show is really cool, but I talked to a producer recently. He said, man, I really like you on that show, but I thought I got 80%. I wasn't getting 100%. And I have criticism because I agree, but I have to take the criticism because, it was first-time jitters or trying to pleasing the network, and it's Rocco's point of view. Mm-hmm. What I do after the show, though, is to continue to grow that muscle of being yourself in front of the camera. People connect with authenticity. And, I just wanted to continue my own narrative and create my own narrative outside of the show And that's how the series came to be.
Well, it looks really beautifully produced. I mean, really well done. And I was sort of watching it and saying, I could see, first of all, like I could see somebody as you get these going, picking it up and just spinning it off into a longer 30-minute show that does have the funding, but then you're not just the talent, you're also the creative director or, the producer behind the scenes.
Right?
But there's a reason for everything. I'm telling you, there's a reason for everything. But keep going with it because I do think that you find your voice and you find your cadence with it. And, that's. I just had this conversation with one of our marketing guys at the office saying, look, at this point, like almost taking the Silicon Valley concept, I can't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Like that is going to be my worst enemy right now. If I'm afraid to make mistakes and if I'm afraid to fail or I'm afraid to look stupid, I will not grow. I will not get anywhere. I won't get there, forget fast enough. We won't get there at all.
Yeah, and that's just it. You made two great points. I mean, I've wasted a lot of time trying to be perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody identifies with that anyway because it doesn't actually exist. And
right.
So I think it's endearing. It's identifiable. It makes you feel good. It might make you feel better about yourself. It'll make them like you more. 100 different reasons for you to tell the truth and be authentic. Whether you like authentic people or not, you can identify with it, right?
Absolutely.
And so I'm into that. And eventually, you're going to be undeniable. It's like, this girl won't quit. Let's just give her a shot.
I love it. That's a perfect quote. Okay, so my team, you're going to strip that one out. You've got to be undeniable.
Yeah.
From Michel. Okay, so
yeah.
Fabulous words. I'm putting that up as a new mantra. I love it. Because it is. It's true. I mean, we each have our own unique voice. We each have our own unique thought process and who we are. And, in the Hebrew tradition, we call it our neshama, our soul. Mm-hmm. The thing that makes us authentically us, not the body, the soul.
Yeah.
And there's no two alike. It's like snowflakes.
You know the one thing I hate? Like, why the hell does it take so long to figure that out? Don't you hate it?
We're all on a journey, okay? Everyone's at a different rung of the ladder. That's what I was taught a couple years ago, and I loved it. They say you meet people in chapter 3. Like that you have to sort of trust that when you meet people, you have to assume you're meeting them in chapter 3, and you have no idea what chapter 1 and 2 look like. You might be meeting them in chapter 5, but each of us is on our own journey.
I feel like I'm just meeting me, honestly. Last night, I was at my desk. I have a desk in my bedroom, which I shouldn't, I know, but I like working up there. So I was at my desk in my bedroom, 2 a.m. I've got my phone over here on an easel with the sermon that a friend of mine asked me to listen to, this guy, Michael Todd, who's really good. And I got my computer in front of me, and I'm just going, and I'm just vibing, and I'm like, and my journal is there too, and I write notes every once in a while, because he's like teaching me, and I'm like, I swear to you, I'm just meeting myself. It's the strangest thing. And you know how birthdays are. I just had a birthday a couple of days ago.
Yes, happy birthday!
Yeah, but I swear to you, it's like a rediscovery every year. Like, are you really that guy? We gotta work on that. Like, it's funny being honest with. And I feel like that makes you better in whatever your profession is too. The more you learn who you are and accept the good, the bad, the ugly, and even the potentials, I think you're better at work too. I do.
Yeah. I think so too. I think, like you said, I love the idea of you're getting to know yourself, and I think that's really one of the journeys. Sort of the reason we're here is, to some people believe obviously is the whole purpose is to get connected with the higher power, however it is you relate to that. But in doing so, you really do have to get to know yourself, and that's really the life's journey. And I love the idea that designers help people pull that out. Part of your job is to really try to help people learn who they are and what makes them tick. So we only have a few minutes left because I promised to keep this about a half hour. I'm going over because we had technical difficulties in the beginning. So the two things that I want to do is we're getting asked for a home tour. So I want to know, first of all, you don't have to do a whole home, but first show us what's your work from home situation look like. That's real life, man. This is uncensored.
Yeah.
So show us where you are. Like, where are you situated right now? Because I love to see how designers actually live. We're like,
you gotta see me. Like, okay, so I am
like the cobbler's children who have holes in their shoes.
Yeah. And look, I don't even have them shoes. You see that? I am in my kitchen.
Okay,
So
you
there's
know
a
what,
pizza box. That's
looks
my
like
ring light. Pizza
you.
box from last night. That's the
Good.
healthy cake that my client bought me, half eaten. You see that?
Yeah. That's
And
it.
so that was the background. It's a dining table. My settee, I sleep there all the time. I fall asleep there in the kitchen, I swear, all the
I
time.
love the black and white stripes. We're glazing over, but you really have that statement on your windows.
I have a thing for drapery.
Oh,
There's
so
a den-
sharp.
Here is a little bit of my living space. So another desk situation. I have a thing for Mastercraft.
Okay.
More Tony Duquette, a little bit of Bizaza tile, and Bradley Hughes.
Love.
Jones and Marie, Minotti everywhere. Yeah, just
How beautiful.
easy
It's
breezy.
very elegant, your space. Is that also, does that come through in the style that you bring to your clients? Like, do you have a signature style, or you really try to cater to what they want?
I do have a signature style. I cater to what they want, but I'm always coming through. See the floating stairs that take you up to the third level? Now I'm going down to the studio.
Okay, good.
See the mess?
No judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. All right, we're waiting. Oh, I'm losing you a little. Are you guys all hearing him? Give me thumbs up if you're hearing him. Yep. Okay. Frozen, they said. Okay.
Damn it! We're frozen?
No, we got you. I got you back. I got you back.
That's because
creativity at work is not a mess.
That's because
it's a judgment-free love fest right now.
There's a different signal down there in the studio. Different Wi-Fi.
But listen, I'm a Jewish mother, so the only one I judge are my children. Just kidding. I guilt them for a living. But there's a judgment-free zone. Like everybody's spectacular. So absolutely stunning. Thank you. I know I put you on the spot.
I can live with it.
Yeah, no, that was really fun to see, and I liked how you had the lighting fixtures. Now, is that normally where you work? So not just pandemic, that's normally you work from home?
Yes, that's normally where I work, but I'll be honest with you, none of my clients are here, so I'm all over the place. My office is mobile these days.
Yeah.
We have clients in San Diego, a couple in Dallas, 2 in North Carolina, 1 in New York, and just 1 in Philadelphia, and like I said, 1.5 here. And so it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm enjoying it. I need to grow my team because I feel like a lot of time I'm on the plane is time that I would be working.
Yes. So, how many people do you have? Your website says 8, but how are we on the pandemic side?
I have 3 strong team members right now. I do not have 8. That would be silly.
Okay. Hey, listen, you know what? It ebbs and flows with what you need, but that's good if you have great support. That's what you need. You need strong people who are supporting you, and you're supporting them. All right, so we're going to move into our lightning round now of questions before we end our episode. And it always goes too soon because my guests are the best. So, I appreciate it. Okay, so a couple of things. You ready? So we'll do, the drum roll. All right. What's your favorite color?
Green. Emerald.
What do you think Pantone's color of the year is going to be for 2021?
It's probably going to be like a shade of blue, like true blue, hard.
That's what it was this year. It was like I know, no, that it was like kind of freaky. They called it before the year. It was like, this beautiful, kind of easy to use blue, and they were like, it's calming, it's home, it's serene, and then poof, this shit happens.
I remember. Okay, then I will go back and I'll say a shade of white for kind of like a symbol of hope.
I like it. Start over.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I like that. All right. Dream vacation.
I was going to say Greece, and then I remember Marrakesh. Those are 2 places I haven't been. I haven't been either. But I'm going to say Greece right now. I want that water. I want those views. I want that fresh ocean air. That's what I want. I want that sea.
I would say yes. I've been to both amazing places. And, Yeah, Santorini is gorgeous, and yes, go to Greece. Absolutely. You just chill there for 2 weeks. Okay. Next question is, what are you binge watching these days?
What am I not binge watching? Okay, so I just finished Hollywood on Netflix. I'm obsessed with this show called Prodigal Son. It's it's dark, but it's good. And
what channel is that? Netflix also?
No, it's a network show. I'm not sure. It's a TV show. Like it's on TV.
Okay.
Which channel it is? Maybe CBS. And I just started season 2 of Dead to Me with Christina Applegate.
Oh, I haven't seen that one either. All right, all good ones.
It's so quirky, dark, and crazy and funny all at the same time. I don't know how that's possible, but it is, and it's worth the watch. Season 1 was amazing, so I hope season 2 is quite as good.
Okay, and we're getting somebody saying Belle in the City is saying it's on Fox. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, what are you reading these days?
Well,
any good books?
Not a book. I got this. It was a recommendation from a friend, and it's kind of like, you guys. I don't want to sound like a priest, but it's just a daily word, and it's kind of helped guide me. And I'm doing more listening than reading. I was also suggested this podcast called Optimal Living Daily.
Okay.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Optimal Living Daily. All right, I have to listen to that one.
He's narrating excerpts from some of the best podcasts and books known to man, with permission from the authors. And it's every day you get a different thing, and he reads it, then he breaks it down, and then you move on. I listen to it when I get dressed, and then a few times over throughout the course of the day.
I love that. So that's really how that was going to be my next one, is how are you feeding your soul?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So that's a good podcast.
Yeah.
And then any on your kind of favorites, like your go-to, if you were going to recommend, somebody reading something or listening to something, what are your top recommendations?
Brene Brown, Daring Bravely. It's still at the top of my list.
All right.
Yeah.
And what was, for you, and I was going to say, this is not going to be a lightning round question, but we can end it on this one. What's your goal for the future? Like, where do you see Michel 3 years from now?
I have spent some time making good on a promise I made to myself. My birthday gift to myself was to invest in myself more. And so I have been working on home fragrance for like 3 years, and really, really want to be as synonymous with developing beautiful product as much as beautiful spaces. That 3 years, not licensed, which I love my licensed collections, but bespoke things that I own, like where I'm completely in control of the narrative, just like the YouTube channel.
Yeah. I love that.
I want to agree that I'm selling.
Well, we can't wait to see more from you. You have been a pleasure to host, and also just fun to watch your career and all the new things you're playing with. I think you are so brave and just, again, so elegant and a refined human. I'm happy to have you in my network. Where can people learn more about you?
Instagram, Michel Smith Boyd. YouTube, Michel Smith Boyd. My website, same name. I mean, I'm just boring, guys. It's the same thing everywhere, but I'm having a good time on all those platforms. Instagram is by far my favorite because it's just a good time. It's easy, and it's so full of inspiration. So yeah, let's talk there. I think it's of a community now that we have a little bit more time. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. I think so too. It's been really nice. So thanks again for joining us. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We appreciate you hanging with us tonight. Cheers, l'chaim. We are wishing everybody health and love and only good things in the future.